All right, welcome to the Ignite Your Passion podcast. My name is Raul Villacis, and I'm here with my beautiful queen.
Yes, my name is Vivian Villacis. Happy to be here. Did you say Ignite Your Passion?
I did say Ignite Your Passion.
Okay, awesome, because that's...
We always get confused.
I
Got
know.
money and sex with Ignite Your Passion? No, it's Ignite Your Passion
That's
podcast.
right. That's right.
And today we're going to talk about the 6th love language. Guys, I made a discovery. I discovered the 6th love language that every single man needs to have. So we're going to talk about that. And also we're going to talk about what drives couples apart. One of the things that we've done with Vivian is we've been coaching power couples, and one of the things that we discovered is patterns. Like, you don't drift apart overnight. It happens gradually. So we discovered one thing that drifts power couples apart more than any other pattern. So let's begin. So let's give a little recap of the 5 love languages. I think we read that book many times, so we could just give the audience what are the 5 love languages, if you remember.
Yeah, if you don't know 5 Love Languages, Gary Chapman is the author for that, and it's just an amazing book. And I think we read it so many times, it's so long ago, but it still resonates. I know, like, every time I pick it up, it feels like it's brand new. And it's one of those books that wherever you are in your life, whatever season in your life, when you pick it up, you're like, okay, I could be doing this a little bit more. So he talks about ways that you learn your love language and also how to speak your partner's love language. And I think one of the biggest things for me for a long time, and every time is this reminder of, like, I always want to talk my love language, and I forget about yours. And I think that's one of the things after 26 years of being married that I continue to learn, like, communication is so important. And if we don't have that key in our relationship, everything else kind of just feels not in alignment. So in the 5 love languages is gifts.
Well, before that, every entrepreneur needs to read the 5 love languages because
Yeah.
it's going to give you a really
Insight.
good framework, and not just how to speak the love language of your partner, but
Yeah.
also the love language of your employees, the love language of your clients. Like, sometimes
Of your family, of the people
of your
around
kids.
you. Yeah.
Because sometimes what we do is that we treat people the way that we want to be treated.
Yeah.
That we, like, just like Vivian said, like, we want to speak our love language. One
So
of the things
you give that same love language because that's what you're familiar with, and that's what happened, I think, between the two
you
of us,
assume
right?
that people want to have what you want to have.
Yes. So I was gonna say, like, one of the love languages is physical touch. Like, your love language is
So
physical
let's
touch.
go to the 5 languages. Words of appreciation,
Words of affirmation.
physical touch, gifts,
Acts of service.
acts of service, and quality time. So what we've learned is that out of all those 5 love languages, most men, and this is where I get in trouble because I talk about most men, and I'm part of another group that the women's always beat me down because, bro, you always have most men. Like, I'm around a lot of men, so like
Yeah.
the pattern recognition is true because most men, the number 1 love language is
Physical touch.
physical touch. So
And
maybe
there's
make a
some
comment
men,
here
yeah,
to see
I
what's
was
your
gonna
love
say
language.
that, yeah.
Let me know if that's true because most of the guys that I'm around, the love language is physical touch.
And not to say that women don't like physical touch, it's just that we have another entry point that we love other than physical touch, because there's times where I don't want to be touched. I rather have a gift or words of affirmation or quality time. And I think for us women, because we're giving so much and we're doing so much, especially for me, I feel quality time, it is so important. And especially nowadays, we get so little of quality time. If you just think even like your children, how much time do you really get with your children? How much conversations? How long do they last? I think, we always talk about this, like Raul was telling me, like, I have to do videos and talk faster and do this. And I'm like, I just can't, like, that's not me. That's how I'm not wired that way. And when I have a conversation, I literally, like, want to sit down and, like, really get to know you and talk to you. But nowadays it doesn't happen.
And that's the key word, quality time.
Yes,
Quality time. And
yes.
I had a hard time with that because I'm giving you my time. I'm
here.
I'm being with you. I'm here, but
Yeah.
it's not quality.
Yeah.
For guys, sometimes we have to slow down. Quality doesn't mean quantity. Doesn't mean, like, because I'm in the house with you, doesn't mean that I'm being present. So one of the things that we learn is to really put the phone away, have conversations. Vivian's a master at really, like, framing it, like, can I have 10 minutes? Can I have 20 minutes? I just need some time so we can process certain things.
Yeah. And I think, we talk to different queens. I talk to the queens and to the men. And just because you work together and you are in the same environment, that's a lot of the times, especially for us women, correct me if I'm wrong, we don't feel like there's quality time there. just, Raul and I work together, and he's in a different mode when he's here. And I really have to always remind myself, like, don't take things personal. Like, it's not about me. Like, I want him to talk to me a different way or look at me a different way. But we are at work. So, like, the work environment is completely different than our date night in our household, in our bedroom. Like, everything changes. And if we as couples don't learn to transition from one thing to the other, that's where we feel like there is no quality in this relationship. And I think that's what we, in this 26 years, have really are still learning. Like, how do we transition and give each other the love language that we're craving?
Because here's the reality: the odds are stacked against the entrepreneur. So just
Yes.
think about it. Like 9 out of 10 businesses fail. So 50% of marriages end up in divorce. So as an entrepreneur, if you are married with an entrepreneur or you have a business together, the odds are against you. So
100%.
with that in mind, you have to be more strategic and see, how can I structure my relationship that we're speaking the love language that my partner needs, but at the same time, I'm also speaking what I need. Because another pattern that I recognize is that sometimes as men, like, we want to please you, we want to give you everything, but we forget about feeding the king. Now, me asking what I need. I talked to one of my inner circle members this morning. We're talking about, like, you gotta feed the king more. You gotta feed the king more, because if you don't feed the king, your relationship, your business, people around you are only getting the leftovers. So you're running on fumes.
Yeah.
So how I feed the king is I'm constantly making sure that I am grounded before I even talk to you, before I'm talking to my kids. I have a crazy daily ritual, have a process, I work out, I make sure that I am primed to be able to tackle the day and be able to speak your love language.
Also, one of the things that comes to mind is, we do a lot of this coaching together, and I think it's so beautiful for us to sit and have these conversations, right? Because you and I also learn from what we teach, and we are teaching from what we're living, if that makes sense. You cannot teach someone something that you're not living. So I think it's so important. And then we sat down with a couple, and we were both just taken by their whole trajectory of how they've just evolved and enhanced their whole relationship. And to me, it always comes back to, like, this key foundations that we talk about, communication and connection, and just having, like, this clear vision. And that's what they've been doing for this last year. And one of the things that I also took away from this conversation when we had it with our beautiful couple is, for us women, sometimes we don't talk, we don't express what men need to hear. We just think, like, well, I already told them, like, you should know this. Why do I need to tell you again? And one of the things that this beautiful queen has been doing for her king is expressing her emotions, and really, it's like oxygen to him, right? Like, the admiration, the gratitude that she's been saying it after all this time. Like, I don't even know, like, they're married more than 30 years. And for him to hear this from her, it just changed everything.
And he said it in that call, he said, like, she said that she's feeling love by the things that I'm doing.
Yes.
And then in his mind's like, I don't even know what I did.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just doing what I, like, so then.
He's doing a lot of good things,
doing a
but
lot
he
of
doesn't know
things,
what.
But he didn't know exactly what. And when
Yeah.
she gave him the feedback of, this is what you did that made me feel love.
Yeah.
Then for him was like, oh, okay, I need to do more of that.
Yes.
So what we learn is feedback. Feedback is like, if you don't give your man feedback, if you don't give your woman feedback, if you're not feeding each other, like, the things that are working, because what we do, we constantly are telling each other what you should be doing, what you're not doing right. And I always tell Vivian, it's like, don't tell me what I'm not doing right, because I know what I beat myself up more than anybody else.
Women do
So
too.
I
Women
just
do
need you
too.
to tell me what's working so I could do more of that, so I could double down on that. So if one thing I'll tell every single woman in here that's listening to this, tell your man where he's winning, and he will continue to win on that.
And if he doesn't, be gracious, because I think at the beginning, nobody teaches us how to have this healthy relationship. So I think we're more geared to always saying the complaints, and from a place of anger, that's when you explode, and that's when you say it. But the moment that you shift that and you show the appreciation, you show him what he's doing right, then you're going to create that new highway in his head for him and for you to get to that place of like, okay, this feels good. I'm actually going to continue to do this.
So in that sense, the 5 love languages, quality time is the number 1 love language for women that I've discovered.
For me, at least, yes.
Physical touch is the number 1 love language for men that I've discovered. But acts of service, that's also a 2nd love language for a lot of women. Like you said, like you do a lot of things, and sometimes other people doing things for you it feels good.
Yes.
For men, I don't see that as a secondary. For men, what I see is words of affirmation.
100%.
Like that is oxygen. If you tell your man what he's doing right, he will continue to double down on that.
Yes.
Gifts. A lot of women have that.
Give it to
I
me
don't,
any
I don't know
day.
any man whose love language is gifts. I mean, if your love language is gift, then
I know.
prove
But
me wrong.
it's so funny though, because like with the years, I think the older we get, the just pickier we get, because the gifts I like to give myself. I personally don't like the gifts.
I love the way that Vivian does gifts because I don't have to think about so many things. She's like, this is the list that I have. I already picked my gift. All you have to do is click in here. Like that's.
Or just put your name on it, write your card, but it's all wrapped up. I've picked it out, and I am so happy to open it.
And she never returns those gifts. Those are the gifts.
Right.
The ones that I give you, you're
Lord.
returning constantly.
Yes,
so I don't. That's why I don't buy you any more gifts.
I
because
know.
that's not your love language.
That's right. It's not my love language, but I love to love myself with the gifts that I love.
So, but the 6th love language, what I've discovered.
Okay, this is a good one.
These are
I didn't even know it
research
was a
that
love
we
language.
did in the last inner circle retreat that we had with our guys. We went around the room and we said, okay, what's your love language? What's your love language? And we're talking about as an entrepreneur. One of the things that we realized is that love language is peace. Every man desires peace. and if you could give us peace, we will conquer the world for you. Because we go to war all day long. When we come back home, all we want is peace.
Okay.
So that's the biggest discovery that I've done for the last 10 years.
Okay, I
Discovered
like
the
that.
6th love language. I want to contact Gary Chapman to see if I could write
If you could just add
a
it,
book and
add it.
just add the 6th love language for men.
So I would say this, like I love that you know that the men want to feel peace, but I also want to offer this to the men that are listening. After, Raul and I have been married again, like I keep saying this, but it's like our relationship teaches us so much. It's like one of our greatest teachers. And in order for you to feel peace, you bring that peace into the household. So the chaos enters into our life, our feminine energy, when you can't make decisions, when there's financial trouble, when there's undecisiveness, uncertainty. Like you bring that. And I'm not putting it like it's all on you. I'm not like unloading that on you, but I'm just saying like that energy just comes into the household. The minute that men take responsibility and they show up the way they need to show up and are the men that are called to be, it puts us in a place where it's like, oh, you got this. I'm going to do my best to help you get there, at least in our household. And I'm going to bring you as much peace as I can. So I think that's been one of the biggest shifts for us because I do catch myself when I feel like, okay, this feels like chaos, but then you come in and the certainty that you bring to me, then it puts me at ease. So then it turns everything around that I'm feeling and I'm like, okay, I'm going to give you the peace that I'm feeling. And I think a lot of the men, yes, want that. And what can you do to bring that into the same equation? Because you will get what you are putting into the relationship.
100%. And I think that a lot of men, what we want underneath the peace is just the realization that when we come home, we're not going to fight another battle. We have a safe place. Because the reality is that we thrive on chaos. If you're an entrepreneur, if you're running a business, that's where your flow state is in the chaos, is in trying to fix things, is in building things, in solving issues, solving problems.
Yeah.
So we're doing that all day long. The last thing we want is trying to solve an issue back at home. But you're completely right. If we don't bring that certainty back at home, we're dragging all the chaos from the business at home, and that's not fair for women because then you feel the uncertainty and then it's impossible for you to give us peace because you're feeling our uncertainty.
Yes.
So
And it's kind of, I hear you say that and I understand it because that's, we all love to feel peace. Like who loves to feel chaos?
Men do it. Like, trust me. And that's one thing that I thrive on. Like,
I know you do, but
it's not like I'm looking for chaos purposely. It's like my Aura Ring will tell you, my Aura Ring Monday through Wednesday, which is my power days, are the most relaxed days according to my Aura Ring, my biometrics. My body relaxes when I'm in pressure.
The stress mode.
The most stressful days that I have are on the weekends because there's nothing to do. Like we're trying to slow down, reset, and it's the biometrics. My body is not at peace because it's not something to hunt. It's not something to fix. So I'm learning how to regulate my body at the same time to make sure that I could enjoy.
Right.
Not
So
doing
it's
anything.
something that's familiar to you because you thrive on that stress and you love to serve the men. So what happens is when I hear you say that, and there's so many women that I speak to, is like the men are giving their all to their business. Just like you love what you do and you could be here the whole day, every day, and you are. But then when you come back home, you can't deal with the situation that waits for you at home. The stress of like, we need to make decisions and the child is crying and the bill needs to get paid and X, Y, and Z. And then men check out at that moment.
100%.
Right?
100%,
And then it's like, oh, you can't handle that stress? You can't handle that chaos? I'm sure that you can, but then you turn into the pleaser, like you talk about, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, so I'm going to take care of this, so then you're going to bring me the stress and you're going to leave it on me instead of you helping me navigate this. And one of the things that you, for a long time, have done for me is have the conversation, like the communication of like, okay, what do you need? What can I do to take care of this right now? And it's so amazing how like I just have to say it and you take care of it, and I love that now. But in the past, I feel like a lot of women feel now when I talk to them, it's like I tell them my problems and there's not even an acknowledgement. So then let me just hold on to this chaos. So how can I bring you peace if I'm feeling chaos?
That's where the second topic in this podcast is what drives couples apart. And I think that is the miscommunication, that the war that I'm going through as an entrepreneur, when I come home, you take it personal. We had an exercise with one of my inner circle members that the queen gave a feedback saying like, I feel like he's sharing more things with me and I feel more connected, right?
Right.
And we were having these conversations like I'm sharing 10% of the chaos that I'm going through.
Yeah.
And that 10% for her is enough to know that it's not about me. So I think a lot of men, what we discount is the energy that we bring to the household. That if we're feeling stress, you come home and your woman is thinking that stress is about her.
Yes.
What did she do wrong? What did she say?
Yeah.
And we talk this about us all the time. My daughter, she looks at me and is like, Dad, why are you so mad? Are you mad at me? I was like, I'm not mad. I'm just focused. This is my focus
On
phase.
go mode, get out of my way until you transition, But it does seem like every time you walk into the house, you're like, oh my God, is
So
Dad
let's clarify
mad?
transition, all right? So some other guys that might be thinking, what's transition? Transition is not a sex change, all right? Transition is a state change. I go from the warrior mode to the king mode. I take out and today for the first time I'm wearing a white shirt.
I know, we're
But I
matching.
usually have like a black
Matching.
edged t-shirt, and I switch from my edged t-shirt to another edged t-shirt.
A more relaxed.
But it's a more
sense.
relaxed, more
T-shirt.
down to
Yeah.
grounded
Yes.
t-shirt.
And all of us get the chance to do that, to transition from one, what did you call it? One energy,
One state.
one state to the other, because you cannot, there's no need for the dark warrior or the whatever
the warrior to show up at the house.
the whole
you know?
time. Like he needs to go to sleep.
So that's one thing that I want to leave you with in this podcast is the 5 love languages. Make sure you read the 5 languages of your partner. The 6th love language is peace. Every man wants peace, but if you, like Vivian said, if you want to have peace,
too.
we want to have peace,
Bring it.
don't bring your shit home, all right? Leave your shit in the business. Don't bring that energy. And the third thing is if you're not sharing, if you're not connecting, you'll start to drift apart because we make stories about what other people may think about us. So you think is about you, and I think it's about me, and that's why we feel disconnected. So the moment that you start sharing the things that you're going through, and you realize that you're not your enemy, that both of you are in the same path, in the same game, in the same page,
Life.
then at the end of the day, you're gonna adapt, adjust, and execute. So
That's right. I love
great,
that.
great podcast. Thank you for joining us. Comment below. Let us know if you got value from this podcast, and subscribe and join us at the Power Couples Retreat. We're doing some
Coming up.
research for the property. I
Next
think we
one.
found a couple of properties.
Sign
So
up.
powercouple.com. Go to the link below and sign up. See you next time. Learn it.
Live it.
Experience it.